You've probably spent an entire afternoon re-rendering the scene just to change the weather. That afternoon didn't need to happen. This update of VizMaker touches almost every stage of an image, from the first generation through to editing, color matching, animations and upscaling. I ran all of it on the same two buildings so you can see how each stage actually holds up, not just in isolation but across a full workflow. So let's get into it. Two buildings generated from scratch. This chapter is just about the raw output, so no edits and no color changes yet. So we are seeing exactly what come out of the first generation. So I'm uploading our first two images. Let's go to the image editor. I'm happy to go with Nano Banana 2 and let's select 2K resolution. And what's new here is the generation priority. So if you are happy to wait a few minutes, you can go with the relaxed one and you will pay the lower price. So let's generate our first two images with my special prompts, and as always, all the prompts are available in the pinned comment down below. First, a modern house set against the dense forest. Two things stand out. The material palette holds on its own against the busy green backdrop instead of getting lost in it. And the light reads correctly for the setting, which is easy to get wrong with this much of tree cover behind the building. Second, a villa with pool. The water reflection is doing a lot of realism here. The building lines and proportions are fully accurate. And the landscape sits naturally around the pool edge rather than looking dropped in afterwards. Both exteriors hold up well straight from generation, before any editing was applied. Same villa for completely different moods, generated purely by changing the building weather, time of the day and season. So bear in mind that nothing was edited manually here. This is the model responding to each of the settings on its own. So this is the first test how far the mood controls actually go. So let's go to the mood preset. Here, as you can see, we have plenty of times of the day to choose, as well as plenty weather conditions, and we can choose the season as well. So for the first image, I would like to change the time of the day to night. The rest of the parameters are staying the same, so no change there. The second one will be the golden hour in spring season. In the third one, I'm not changing the time of the day, but I'm going with the foggy autumn. And the last one, let's go with the snowy winter. So let's see the results. And I'm doing all four of these modes, both for the villa project and the project of the modern house in the forest. Let's start with the foggy autumn, and the fog softens the roofline in the way that adds depth rather than hiding detail. The autumn color grading is subtle rather than oversaturated, although we didn't have those trees on the sides of the image, so that's not fully accurate. The exterior lighting is well placed. It reads clearly even in a low light. The reflections in the pool still hold up after dark, which isn't always the case. And what you can see, especially on the left-hand side of that building, are the shadows. They are fantastic here. Now the golden hour, the warm lights sits well against the render stone. And the shadow length is accurate for that time of the day. It's not just the color filter over the same lighting. And now the snowy one. Well, to be fair, the snow coverage is even, and the contrast against the dark windows works well on its own. But honestly, this one is too much for that particular villa. The design language doesn't really suit the heavy snow image. And now, same for moods run on the house as well, so we can see how the effect changes depending on the building. So in all, 3 of the 4 moods worked well on the villa, and the 4th one is a useful reminder that not every setting suits every design. 2 interiors, generated without any prompts this time. Just standard settings applied both to the kitchen and to the living room. So the point of this chapter is to see what VizMaker produces with no prompt engineering at all. So let's upload our image. I'm choosing Nano Banana 2, 2K resolution, standard priority. I'm choosing the first one from the presets, so that will be to create photorealistic image. So let's see the results. The kitchen looks amazing even at the first attempt. The material read on the surfaces is accurate, and the light distribution across the room feels natural rather than flat. Now the living room isn't as strong. To be fair, the layout still reads correctly and the window light is well placed, but a few elements need work. And you know what? We'll fix that properly in the next section. Both interiors show what the tool can produce without any prompt work at all, and that's a strong starting point either way. If you are finding this useful so far, hit like and subscribe, as this helps the channel to grow. Do you know Photoshop? Of course you do. So you will feel right at home, because the editing tab borrows quite a lot of the same logic. masking, layering, feathering, just without the need to open another program. So let's start with our first interior. I will go to the draw section and you can see all the new functions here. So I would like to start with swapping the texture on the island unit. I would like that to be just white, the same as the kitchen cupboard unit. So I'm simply highlighting that area, let's describe the change in the prompt and let's hit make. But while this is going, let's add a person behind the island unit making a coffee. And now whilst this is going, let's add cat on the carpet. So the first thing you can see, each of those changes have been generated as the separate layers. So the layers work exactly the same way you would expect. You can just switch them on and off to compare the change instantly. And bear in mind that none of those are the full regenerations. They are just localized changes to the specific areas of this image. So let's start with our first change. As you can see, each of the layers have the mask applied to them. So if you click on the mask, you can go to the feather and margin. And the feather and margin controls decide how sharply or gradually the change blends into the image. So as you can see, the lady behind the island unit is not fully visible in our image. So let's increase the margin to change that. And now it's sorted, it looks as it should. Another important feature is that you can correct the area of change directly here. So you can add or remove from the selection if the mask area picks up more or less than what you wanted. As you can see, the change texture didn't work perfectly here. So in one place I have to slightly remove some of the area, in another place I have to slightly add that. And now we have the result I wanted. And another important thing here, you can decide how many layers are going to your final image. So for example, on one of the image I would like to exclude the change of the white texture, whilst on another one I would like that to be included. So these are localized edits rather than full regenerations. And that distinction is exactly what the next two chapters build on. Still working on the interior image, but this time it's not the texture change. It's swapping the entire furniture pieces, staged across 3 separate passes so you can see how much it changes at each stage. So let's go to our second interior image, let's go to the draw function, and here you have the function of the text with the arrow. And in that we can put the arrow to the specific piece of furniture we would like to get swapped. Let's upload our reference image and let's describe to swap the armchair. And now I will hit make just to have that one separate image done. Another one is to change all the chairs around the table. And again I will hit make so we can observe that change. And the last one, I would like to swap the coffee table, and this time after hitting make I will have all 3 of these changes on the image. And also what's worth noting here is that the localized changes are costing generally less than regenerating the entire image. So if you only need to swap or fix one element, it's cheaper to do it this way. Right, the result is perfect, that's exactly what I wanted. Another one will do, you can see that blue wall on the right hand side of the image. It doesn't really suit there. So let's highlight that area, let's describe in the prompt to swap that to the concrete wall. And again, that worked perfectly fine. Now it's time to apply exactly the same logic to the exterior elevation. So I'm highlighting the timber on the elevation, I'm uploading different timber texture that I would like to be used there, and let's see the result. But also, while we are waiting, let's change the second area of the timber on the elevation. And the final result is absolutely stunning. I didn't even have to cut the texture around the palm tree on the right hand side. VizMaker did that automatically and it looks great. By the third pass, the room reads as a different space, without a single full image regeneration. Still on the interior image, instead of an approximate color from the slider or swatch, this uses an actual RAL system. So what you select is exactly what gets applied to the surface. So I'm going to the draw function on our updated interior image. As you can see, we have all the RAL colors here. I'm choosing a particular one that I would like to change the sofa to. And on that particular image, I'm highlighting the specific area to be clear where exactly is the sofa. So let's put that to the prompt and let's generate. Wow, it's stunning. But it's not going to the full extent of the sofa. So let's go to the layer mask and let's increase the margin so it can be applied to the full extent of the sofa. Perfect, that's exactly what we needed. Now let's change all the walls to a different color. And now we don't have to be in the draw section, we can just generally apply that change to the entire image. Perfect, the result is great. The change to the room is significant and both were 1 click each. 2 color changes, 2 clicks, and the room's entire palette shifted. If you are finding this useful and you would like to try everything I'm covering today, VizMaker is linked in the description. Also, you can use my code Adrian50 to get 50% off your first month. This is the widest of the range output in this video. I will cover 8 animations across both buildings, covering drone movement, transitions between the moods from chapter 2 and then interiors. So let's go to the video creator. As you can see, we have plenty of AI engines to choose from here. I'm going with Kling V3.0 because it allows you to add 2 different frames to one animation. I'm happy with the 5 seconds video length, and the first one from the presets will be the drone rise. So while the first one is going, let's generate the next ones. For the second one, I'm connecting 2 different modes in a time-lapse style video with a static camera. I'm doing the same thing for the next 3 animations, so I will have to describe that properly in the prompt section. The next 2 animations will be the rotational view around the kitchen and around the living room. And the last one will be the colors and the materials transitions in the living room. The first one is the drone view above the building. This one gives the clearest sense of scale and the side context out of everything in this section. Transition of summer to autumn with fog. The transition is gradual enough that it reads as a season passing rather than a hard cut. Although the trees appeared on the both sides of the animation, so that's not great. Autumn fog to night. The darkening feels natural rather than an abrupt drop in brightness. But the trees are disappearing, so it's not that consistent. Night to golden hour. The color shift across the transition is smooth, nothing snaps or jumps. And to be honest, this is my favorite animation from the entire set. It's just amazing how smooth it goes. Golden hour to winter, the most dramatic out of the 5, and it's clear and legible despite how much changes. Rotational view around the kitchen, the camera movement is smooth and consistent throughout the full rotation. Honestly though, the face generated in this one isn't that great. We have weird fog above the island unit, and yeah, these things are worth flagging. Now, rotational view around the living space. This one keeps a strong sense of scale throughout the movement. Nothing warps as the camera moves. Living room colors changing. The color transitions stay clean without distorting the geometry of the room. I really like this one. Across all 8 animations, the camera movement stayed smooth and consistent. The transitions between the modes carried real atmosphere without any hard cuts. Even the weaker moment on the kitchen rotation didn't take away from how convincing the overall movement felt. And finally, this is the feature I've been waiting for. I'm really excited to finally test it properly. Video upscaling is available at 3 different tiers: 1K, 2K and 4K. 1K costs 0.96 credits, 2K is 1.92 credits, and the 4K is 3.84 credits. So none of that is really expensive comparing to the generation cost. However, for this test, everything will be upscaled straight to the 4K. I will generate 3 different videos to show you what that quality jump looks like in practice. On the drone view, low quality flattens the tree line and the building details into a blur as the camera moves, while 4K keeps every edge sharp even at a speed. The night to golden hour transition shows the difference the most in the sky and reflections, as the low quality banding turns into smooth graduated color at 4K. On the living room rotation, low quality softens the furniture edges and the fabric texture as the camera circles the room, while 4K holds that detail steady throughout the full rotation. So here is everything that VizMaker can do in few minutes. 2 exterior visuals generated from the prompts, 4 completely different moods: night, golden hour, autumn and winter. 2 interiors generated without the prompts. A full editing pass with texture changes, masking, feather and margin control, and layer visibility. Furniture swaps in the interiors, RAL color matching on the sofa and walls. Stunning animations across both buildings, and the video upscale to 4K. Obviously, not everything was perfect here, but the editing and replace tools noticeably reduced the number of full regenerations needed. And the cost difference between the localized change and the full image regeneration confirms this is the cheapest way of working if you need just to fix one of the things. When it comes to the pricing, I've got a discount code for my audience. Use Adrian50 at the checkout to get 50% off your first month. The paid plans are really straightforward and purely depend on your usage. And you often ask me how much a video like this actually costs to produce. So here is the breakdown. I've generated 13 images at 1.8 credits each, and 9 edits at 1.2 credits each. Total for images and edits combined, that's 34.2 credits. Also, I've done 8 animations at 12 credits each and 3 videos upscaled at 3.84 credits each. So total for that combined, it's 107.52 credits. Before you go, tell me, what would you actually use first out of everything presented in this video? Let me know in the comments. If this was useful, hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see another full AI workflow from start to finish, I've also tested MyArchitectAI. The video is right here, go watch it next. So thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one.